Welcome to the Breakwaters podcast. Got a special guest here, Garrett Kelly. How you doing?
Thanks, George. Appreciate you having me on.
First, anytime. You want to tell everybody about yourself?
Sure. My name's Garrett Kelly. I am a basketball coach and a teacher. I help run a program with the NBA called the Assistant Coaches Program. We spend about training former NBA, WNBA, and G League players that have retired and they want to transition into coaching. And our program helps those folks with that transition. We teach analytics, we teach on-court player development, we teach practice planning, game planning, building scouting reports. We help train the former players on video breakdown software like Synergy and Sports Code, and Fast Scout, Fast Draw, amongst others. And I also am a head coach of Raven Gap Nacoochee School. It is a college preparatory school in North Georgia. Got a busy little stretch coming up, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you for taking out the time coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
All right, let's go. First started, you were the assistant coach for the Catholic University of America, 2010 to the first
That's right.
party.
Yep, the Cardinals.
Don't tell me about it, your experience.
Yeah, sure. It was my first job out of school, out of college. I went from playing at Loyola University of Maryland in Baltimore, and I graduated and got right into coaching. I knew it's what I wanted to do. I thought it was a calling for me and a natural fit. My former college coach, Jimmy Patsos, helped get me a job with the Catholic University of America Cardinals as an assistant coach. He had an apartment bedroom that he rented to me, and it was a great experience. It's Division III men's basketball. I got to recruit Northern Virginia, DC, DMV area, as well as Baltimore and Philadelphia. So I got to spend some time in that Metro Atlantic area, recruiting, building some relationships. Coaching D3 basketball is really unique. There's no athletic scholarships. So all the players on the team are there really because they love basketball and because they want to get better and compete at the college level. Catholic University is a really historic program. They're traditionally a top 25 D3 team. We had a pretty good team the year I was there. I think we finished like 20-6, something like that. We had 20 wins. I know that. We had a Division III All-American in Jason Bansaff, and we had a couple 1,000-point scorers. So it was a really fun experience. Got to work with some Division III players that I just had a great time with, and I made some great relationships with some of the staff members that I still hold on to this day. And I just look back on it really fondly. It was a great first year of coaching.
That's Jimmy Patso. Is that Greek? Is he Greek?
He is. Yeah, he's a maniac, but he's a great guy. He gave me a scholarship in college and took a chance on me, and I am forever grateful. So he's a legend in college sports. He coached at University of Maryland for I think 15 years and helped them win a national championship back in 2002. And then he was my coach at Loyola University of Maryland, and he went to Siena College in Albany, New York, and he brought me up there as one of his coaches on his staff. So yeah, he's a legend for sure.
Yeah, tell him Yasu from George because I'm Greek too. So yeah, Pat sounds like a good word.
Yeah, you guys would be thick as thieves. There's no doubt.
All right. After that, you went to Radford University in 2011, right after the Catholic University job, the assistant coach. How was that?
It was great. I got a job down there working for head coach Mike Jones, who is now the head coach at University of North Carolina, Greensboro. But prior to Greensboro, he was at Radford, and he took a chance on me as well. He brought me down to be his video coordinator. I met him through a mutual friend, a guy named Donnie Lind, who's now an assistant coach with Mike at Greensboro. But Donnie and Mike worked together at VCU when they made a run to the Final Four. Back in, I don't even remember what year it was, maybe 2009, 10, 11, somewhere in there. But he helped Mike get a job at Radford, and then he put in a good word for me. And Mike hired me down at Radford in 2011 and got a chance to work as a video coordinator in the video room, breaking down film on all of our opponents, putting together scouting reports on every team we played, breaking down our practice and our own game film to do some self scouts, and then putting together video packages for our recruits. So I got a chance to work in the video room a lot, and I learned a tremendous amount from Mike and his staff, and just learned how to use that software and what goes on behind the scenes with scouting reports, putting together video clip tapes, things like that. We were rebuilding a program there at Radford. They were one of the worst teams in Division I prior to us taking over. I think they had won 2 games prior to our arrival in 2011. We won 6 our first year, 12 our second year, and then I left to go work at Siena College. But Mike stayed at Radford, and they went on to win 20 plus games the next 3 years. And those are with a lot of the recruits that we spent time recruiting and bringing in. We brought in 6 freshmen in 2011, and I think 7 more in 2012. So I look back on that time really fondly. It was challenging to build a program from scratch like that, but I'm just proud of the work that we did, knowing that we brought in all these recruits, and they've gone on to do some really special things, not only in college, but beyond. One of our best recruits is a guy named Javonte Green, who is the starting power forward for the Chicago Bulls now. He's carved out a great professional career for himself, and it started back in 2010 and 11 at Radford University. So I thought that was kind of neat.
You mentioned you go to Siena College after that, director of basketball operations.
Yep.
How's being a director? How's that?
It was good. It's a lot of work, a lot of details and logistics. As a director of operations, I did that job at Radford in my second season at Radford, and then for 2 years at Siena, working for my former college coach, Jimmy Patsos, as we mentioned before. But you handle all the travel. So every road trip, every bus, meal, hotel, practice, walkthrough, shoot around. I helped coordinate all the academics for all the players to make sure they stayed eligible and were handling their business in the classroom. And I ran all the summer camps. And at Siena College, it's a very unique job in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They have a couple thousand season ticket holders. They play in an arena downtown Albany with about 7,500 fans that attend the games. So it's a really big job. It's a very popular job. And the summer camps, we would do 3 straight weeks of it and get 300 plus kids per camp. So the summer camp was a really big endeavor to take over. And I learned a lot running those camps for 2 straight summers, and got to do all the video and do some player development. And it was really, really interesting job. It helps teach you how to run a college program, kind of behind the scenes, doing a lot of the logistics and operations work.
That's awesome. After that, you got a job as like you said, the NBA assistant coaches program, your mentor. How's that?
Yeah, it's been great. This is our 7th year now. I got the job through my mentor. His name's Butch Carter. He's a former NBA head coach. He coached the Toronto Raptors in the early 2000s, helping develop Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter. He's been an unbelievable impact on my life and just a great friend, honestly. But he brought me up to Canada to be a coach in a minor league professional FIBA league in Ontario. So I got the chance to coach professional players at the minor league level in the FIBA league. And Butch, Coach Carter, also plugged me into the NBA assistant coaches program. So we started that project back in 2016, 17, maybe. So this would be year 7. Yeah. So 2015, 16, we started doing that. And I've been working with him ever since. And it's been a tremendous growth experience for me. We do it from from March 1st to August 31st every year. And get a chance to work with former NBA, WNBA players, helping them transition into coaching. And that's been a tremendous experience. And just being under Coach Carter's wing, he's taught me a lot about the profession of coaching and the business of basketball. And he's been a great, great impact on me.
Nice. Yeah, my coaches and mentors over the year, James Bristeris, James McCullough, they went to these NBA coaches programs in Chicago. I was going to ask if you part of it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So that is in Chicago every year they do the pre-draft combine, and that is where that's kind of like the highlight of our assistant coaches program calendar, where we go up to Chicago in the middle of June, and they have the pre-draft combine. There's a couple other events around the pre-draft combine for aspiring players, and that's where our coaches program candidates get to do some coaching. They run some stations. They get to do some evaluating. So they get to run some practices and coach in some games, and it's just a great experience for their coaching curriculum that we put together. But that's kind of the highlight of their summer, is getting a chance to be in Chicago for the pre-draft camp.
Of course. Not for everything, especially in June. You got to take advantage of the baseball, Wrigley Field. That's what I told James. That's what I told both my James Fisteris, James McCullough. You got to see Wrigley Field. I'm like, I'm not into baseball, but I'll see if I can have time. But
it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. It's a really, really special venue, and Chicago in the summer is tough to beat. It's one of the best cities in the world.
Of course. Yeah. So you said after that, you're a head coach for the first time. Scarborough Basketball Club in Canada. How's it being a first-time head coach? You being the lead.
It was tremendous, honestly. I mean, I learned more in 6 months as a head coach than I did in 6 years coaching as an assistant or as a director of operations. It was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants and learning on the job. Fortunately, my mentor, Butch Carter, was the president and founder of the league, so I could always go to him for advice and bounce ideas off of him. But it was a FIBA basketball league, which is a different set of rules than American college or NCAA or NBA. It's an international game, a little more fast pace, a little less stoppage and less timeouts. But it was a great experience. I got to work with young men. They're minor league professional players, so they're early 20s to mid 20s, kind of looking to develop their game, get some film, and try to make some more money in a better league. And I was more than happy to help them on their journey. And it was just a great experience, prepared for opponents, coaching games, calling timeouts, scheduling, substitution patterns, player development, game planning, everything. So it was a great experience for me. And I felt like my education, it was like a graduate degree in 6 months. It was really, really challenging, but also really rewarding. Got a chance to win the league that year in our first year, and help some of the players that were on our roster move on. There's one playing in Portugal right now. Professionally, there's one in the UK, and there's another one playing in Germany. So it was just exciting to have players come through, help them develop, help them realize their dreams, hopefully get them a little bit better, and send them on to the next step in their career. So it was a great experience for me.
So you answered my next question. Like, my questions would be: did anyone go overseas? Did anyone move up? That's cool. They won. You guys won the championship. They moved on.
Yep,
killing it over there. So that's definitely good to hear.
Yeah. It was really helpful. I think for some of the guys that really wanted to do it, and I was hopeful to get some guys into the G League or into a better league. We didn't quite get guys to the G League, but we got them overseas. And if you're playing basketball for a living, there's not really a better job in the world, in my opinion. So I was happy to help with some of the guys on their journey.
Of course. Another thing you're a part of, you're still active, is the Analytics for Coaches, Director of Basketball Operations.
That's right. So that's the consulting company that we founded to work with the NBA's assistant coaches program. So they hire our company, Analytics for Coaches, as a vendor. We come in and teach the coaching curriculum for the assistant coaches program from March until August. We help put together a list of candidates that have WNBA, NBA, or G League playing experience and that they want to get into coaching. We help train them for 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, 2 are guaranteed to get jobs in the G League. And we've been successful the last couple of years, placing over 15 candidates with NBA or G League teams as assistant coaches. So that's been a tremendous experience for me, getting a chance to work with a bunch of former professional players and really learning from them. I do a small amount of teaching with video software and breakdowns and some professional development. but for the most part, I'm learning from them. You know, what coaches did they play for? You know, what experience did they have as a player, and what did they learn? And try to kind of get some knowledge from them as well.
Now, where you at right now, you mentioned the Rabun Gap Nkochi School. Your
Yep.
head coach, you say, how's that? How's that going?
It's great. Raven Gap Nkuchi School. It's a college preparatory school in North Georgia. It's in a rural part of North Georgia in the mountains, but it's a beautiful school. It's mostly international kids. So we have 11 different countries represented on our roster. So you get a very unique group of young players, ages 15 to 19 years old. All of them, for the most part, are aspiring to play in college at the next level. So part of my job is to help prepare them for that. We play a really difficult schedule. We're right on the border of North Carolina. So we play in a North Carolina 4A private school league. It's one of the best leagues in the country. We play against excellent programs all over the state of North Carolina and compete in a really difficult league. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a learning experience for myself as well as our players. Definitely eye-opening to see the caliber of talent at this grassroots high school level, and get a chance to play against some really good teams. Right now we are 15-8. We've won 8 games in a row. We've got a little hot streak going. It's been a lot of fun. We got a group of guys that have bought in, and we're starting to play our best at the right time. So that was the goal all season. We just got to get healthy. We've had
Yes, that's awesome. You mentioned 8 wins in a row. You brought Linsanity with you. It's 10 years right now. Linsanity.
I know. Yeah.
Inspiration on you guys. That's what I'm
Yeah, I like to think so. No, I think the players have just started to figure out how to compete. They've learned how hard they have to play in order to be competitive, and now they're able to give a great effort, but also think. So we've kind of tried to challenge them to think their way through a basketball game, how to manage scoring runs, how to get back in transition and match up, how to box out, get a rebound. If a player on the other team has 4 fouls, maybe we can run a play to go at him and foul him out, get in the double bonus. Just situational basketball that I don't think they'd really considered in the past, and we've spent a lot of time practicing it throughout the season. And I think they're starting to learn how to think their way through a basketball game, and we've developed them from a strength and conditioning standpoint to where they can play a full game and still have fresh legs in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Right, let's go to everyone's favorite round here. I'm asking some quick 5 questions. And you ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right. I'm starting with my personal favorite. Favorite commercial?
Wow, favorite commercial. There was an old, I think it was a Comcast commercial for digital cable maybe, but it was a group of animated turtles called the Slowskis. They were slow moving turtles that liked their slow cable internet. My buddies and I used to love, my teammates in college used to absolutely love it. And we still track down those old commercials on YouTube and send them to each other for laughs. But just silly commercial that we really got a kick out of when we were in college. So we still laugh about it to this day.
Yes, that's awesome. That's all. Yeah, that's a great commercial. I remember that. Favorite TV show?
I'd have to say The Wire, HBO show filmed in Baltimore. I went to school there, and I love the city. And that TV series really encapsulates the city and paints a picture of not just Baltimore, but of America and the struggles that go on in cities like Baltimore. And I just had a lot of fondness for the writing, the way it was shot, the storylines, and just my love for the city of Baltimore.
Favorite movie?
Yeah. Oh man, I'd have to go Godfather. I just grew up watching it, and really grew up loving that movie. And then Godfather 2 would be 2 of my favorites. I would have to stick with that. Yeah, that would be a classic. If I had to watch one movie, I'd put that on.
Favorite cereal?
Man, I would have to go with, I've tried to turn over a new leaf and be a little bit healthier. I like a Cracklin' Oat brand. It's a little oat cereal that will fill you up and give you some energy.
Nice. It's like the Kishi brand, I think. I think
so. Yeah, it's a little on the healthy side, but makes you feel a little bit better and gives you some energy.
Sure. Favorite ice cream, and what would you put on it?
Oh man, I gotta go cookies and cream. That's my go-to, and I don't think I'm putting anything on it. I'm just let it be as is. It's perfect the way it is.
Favorite color?
I would say blue. I guess I like blue or gray. That's what most of my colors are that I buy with suits or clothes, and just try to keep it simple.
Coffee or tea in the morning?
I drink black coffee.
Nice. Favorite athlete of all time?
Favorite athlete? That's tough. I mean, I always go to basketball. I'd probably have to say Michael Jordan. I mean, he's the GOAT, and this guy I grew up watching, and just ultimate respect for.
It's awesome. Favorite team growing up?
I like the Fab Five. That was my squad. I love Jalen Rose and Chris Webber. I love the maize and blue, and the black socks and sneakers and baggy shorts, and the kind of the hip hop era of college basketball. Absolutely loved it.
Do you like a favorite team like in where you grew up, or like is this you like another team or?
I like just teams, from an NBA perspective. I loved watching Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash. I kind of fell in love with those teams. I love Chauncey Billups and his Detroit Piston teams that won a championship. Yeah, I just follow players and styles of play. So when I see a team that I really like watching, I'll kind of latch onto them and try to learn from them.
Awesome. And I'll wrap it off with everyone's favorite question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who's your celebrity crush?
It's got to be Beyonce. I mean, I don't know if I can if I'd understand a different answer. She's one of the greatest performers and singers and talents, and she's just an impressive woman. So she would have to be my celebrity crush.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, Garrett, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And anything you want to wrap off with?
No, I appreciate you, George. Thanks for doing what you do, and then stick with it. You're doing a great job, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter. I'm not very active, but it's at Coach G Kelly, and I'll do some reposts of some basketball material or some music. But you can follow me on Twitter and give me a shout out if you ever want to chat.
Thank you again for coming on, Mr. Kelly. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on a splash.
Yes, sir. Thank you, George. Take care of yourself. Be safe.